Hello there, future tubers. If you're seeing this, Blue decided to upload these videos, and now I'm sharing them on YouTube sometime in the future. We're going to be playing through some Diablo with the Hellfire expansion. No fancy mods or anything, at least not for now. And I have been playing it off camera for a bit. I did a sorcerer for a while, had some good times. But for the sake of the live stream and the Let's Play, we're going to make a new hero. And I've decided to go with a rogue, because I don't think I've ever finished a rogue playthrough before. So we're going to do that, and you might as well go with Blue. So you'd never want to start on higher difficulties with a level 1 character. If you're not playing with Hellfire, you won't get these options unless you're on multiplayer. But yeah, I don't think it's really possible at level 1. Like, maybe it is. I don't know. It's not like Diablo 2 where there's a full new set of armor and stuff for every tier, but it's still quite a lot harder. So we're just gonna play on normal for now, and if we really like the game, maybe we'll continue to Nightmare later. So one of the main reasons I'm going to be playing with the Hellfire expansion is in town you move at double speed. You could slow that down if you hate it, but that's what you move like in the original Diablo, and it just takes forever to get around town, and you've got to walk around quite a bit. So for that's like the main reason I like Hellfire. We might, you can discuss whether or not you're a fan of the Hellfire expansion, but being able to move around super speed in town is that's a good idea. It's a good upgrade. So anyway, for people that are completely new to the series, I mean, it's been a while. You guys know how Diablo-like games work, right? You've got 4 primary attributes. Strength is mostly your attack power, like your damage. Magic lets you learn new spells and gives you more mana. Dexterity helps with your armor class, your hit rate, and it does give you more damage, but slower than strength. So strength gives you a lot of damage, and that's about it. Oh, strength. The stats also let you equip armor and weapons, of course, but attribute-wise, and then vitality just gives you more life. So fairly straightforward, like a Dungeons and Dragons game. You like most RPGs, you get experience from kills, level up, get more attributes. There's no skill system like Diablo 2 or 3, and resistance to only 3 elements this time around: magic, fire, lightning. No poison, no ice, no... I don't know if there's any other elements in Diablo 2. But no poison or ice, anyway. So, fairly straightforward. There's fewer equipment slots. Main hand, offhand, body, helm, 2 rings, and an amulet. No belt, no boots, no gloves. All well. Our belt gets 8 slots, and that's it. So yeah, HP over here, mana over here. Quick slots, they can be scrolls or potions. Unfortunately, we've got to carry our gold in, it's 5,000 gold per square, so we can't just have it, it takes up inventory space, which is kind of annoying. Let's see here, we've got our spell book. We'll learn some spells, they'll be in here later on. We've got a quest page, no auto map available in town, and I think that's everything to show off, just for now. The story, we'll listen to these guys because the voice acting's pretty good, but the story is... There's a lot of stuff in the manual, if you have the original game manual. I haven't played this game in quite a while, but I remember back when it came out. It's one of those... It's from the era where game manuals explain everything. So the actual manual for the game talks about all the... There's a town here, Tristram. I think our hero was originally from Tristram, but he left for a while and came back, I think is the story. It's been forever. But anyway, there's a cathedral over here, and some bad stuff has been happening. So we're here to investigate and figure out what's going on. And, as we go through the story, it'll explain what the bad stuff that's been happening is. Our job for now is to investigate and try to save the town, basically. So we'll start with Cain.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
The person with the best voice actor ever.
Griswold, a man of great action and great courage.
Might need to turn the... Actually, hold on. I mean, the music's great. Don't get me wrong. But you probably want to be able to hear these guys talk.
Hello, my friend. Griswold, a man of great action and great courage. I bet he never told you about the time he went into the labyrinth to save Wirt, did he? He knows his fair share of the dangers to be found there. But then again, so do you. He is a skilled craftsman, and if he claims to be able to help you in any way, you can count on his honesty and his skill.
There you go, David. So one day you got to talk like Cain the Elder. So yeah, you pay him to identify your items. He's like the hub of the game, basically, middle of the town. He's your main dude. He might. I mean, I'm assuming the voice actor got around. He's a great voice actor, whoever he is.
Can't a fellow drink in peace?
And then there's Farnham the drunk.
I want to tell you something, because I know all about this stuff. It's my specialty. This here is the best. The best. That other ale ain't no good since those stupid dogs.
Now, Farnham isn't going to be very useful, but he's great to listen to for a little break every now and then. I'm not sure if he ever gives you anything helpful at all, because he's just the town drunk. But we'll certainly talk to him and see what he has to say, because, you know, it's fun. Over here we've got the healer, Pepin.
What ails you, my friend?
In original Diablo, you had to click a button to get healed. But he will now automatically heal you in Hellfire when you talk to him. But there's no way to restore your mana in town like you would have in Diablo 2 just by talking to the healer. So you've got to basically mana potion your blue bar back. And of course you can buy more potions from him if that's what you want. Healing potions, we'll talk more about exactly how potions work, you know, later on when we take some damage, but rejuves heal HP and MP, but there's no delay on healing like in Diablo 2. It's automatic. So rejuve potions aren't as important as they are in Diablo 2 because heal potions heal you instantly as well.
Ogden's barmaid is a sweet girl. Her grandmother is quite ill and suffers from delusions. She claims that they are visions, but I have no proof of that one way or the other.
As far as I know, the grandmother is a figment of everyone's imagination, and it's not actually in the town, because you never get to meet her.
Well, what can I do for you?
So, instead of stay a while and listen, it's, oi, what can I do for you? So, yeah, this is your shop, your main shop, your blacksmith. So all of your weapons and armor, you can sell stuff, you can repair your equipment, which is important in these kinds of games, because there's a durability stat for all your items. Premium items tend to be low-level enchantments, although you can get good stuff, but it's sort of tied to your character levels. So at low character levels, you'll find low-level enchantments, like +1 to hit rate. But as your character level goes up, you'll see better and better stuff in here. It is generally pretty expensive, though, so you're likely to find better gear just from enemy drops. But, you know, sometimes you'll get something really nice. Hey there, T-Dogs. One thing I might do is check if he's got any bows. So, for instance, we can see a short bow is 1 to 4 damage. A long bow is 1 to 6 damage. Neither of these you don't have to worry about ammo or anything. But we do need some higher stats to even equip this. So our first weapon upgrade for our rogue is going to be to try to get 25-30 strength dex. That means we need 5 points in strength just to equip a better bow. We've currently got that short bow, but you know, we want to get better weapons. It would be great if we could just pump points only into dexterity and increase our hit rate and eventually our damage. But we need to be able to equip stuff, and that does require strength. So, yeah, that's how it's going to work.
Well, what can I do for you? Well, I have to practically smuggle in the metals and tools I need from caravans that skirt the edges of our damned town. That witch Adria always seems to get whatever she needs. If I knew even the smallest bit about how to harness magic as she did, I could make some truly incredible things.
I mean, honestly, he makes some pretty incredible things even without magic. Somehow he enchants his equipment anyway. So, you know, Griswold's pretty cool. It's a shame what happens to him in Diablo 2.
Thank goodness you've returned. Much has changed since you lived here, my friend. All was peaceful until the Dark Riders came and destroyed our village. Many were cut down where they stood, and those who took up arms were slain or dragged away to become slaves. Or worse. The church at the edge of town has been desecrated and is being used for dark rituals. The screams that echo in the night are inhuman, but some of our townsfolk may yet survive. Follow the path that lies between my town and the blacksmith shop to find the church and save who you can. Perhaps I can tell you more if we speak again. Good luck.
So I guess along with Cain, Ogden is kind of your other quest hub giver. He doesn't sell anything or give you anything, but he does kind of provide a fair amount of story and quests. So like I said, the town has had a bad time of things. It was attacked by Dark Riders, who killed a bunch of people, desecrated a church, and it's an important church. It's probably more important than the townspeople remembered, because there's some things under the church that have always been there, but they forgot about them. Maybe they dug too greedily and too deeply.
Good day. How may I serve you? Kane has been the storyteller of Tristram for as long as I can remember. He knows so much and can tell you just about anything. About almost everything.
Storytellers? Starting to feel like we're playing some Castlevania, the anime. But yeah, we'll go over the story well enough as we get in here. So way over here, this is one of the reasons having fast run in town is useful. This is Wirt, the dumb kid that I hate.
Over here.
Little brat.
Don't trust everything the drunk says. Too many ales have fogged his vision and his good sense.
Also, don't trust everything Wirt has to say. He's a scoundrel. You have to pay money just to see one item that he's selling for overpriced. So he's kind of like the gambling mechanic in other games, but you just pay 50 gold, he'll show you something. Most of the time it's garbage, and he just keeps your gold. But sometimes he will have like highly enchanted items that are useful, but it's just one at a time, and you know, typically it's trash. This was not here in the original Diablo. This is part of the Hellfire expansion. And there's only 2 more people to talk to. Similarly, this farmer was not here in the original either. This is an expansion NPC.
I need something done, but I couldn't impose on a perfect stranger. Perhaps after you've been here a while, I might feel more comfortable asking a favor.
Basically, we're too low a level for his quest. It would get us killed pretty quick. And finally, the last NPC, Adria the Witch.
I sense a soul in search of answers. Corruption has the strength of deceit, but innocence holds the power of purity. The young woman Jillian has a pure heart, placing the needs of her matriarch over her own. She fears me, but it is only because she does not understand me.
I like Adria, probably because I just played as a sorcerer recently, and I spend all my time here because this is where sorcerers buy all of their spells. We could actually, if we had money, we could buy the Firebolt spell and learn it right now, because we have the minimum required magic to learn Firebolt. That wouldn't really help us much. Runes are part of the Hellfire expansion, and we'll talk about those when we find some. She does sell, you know, staffs and stuff, or staves that can sometimes give you some extra spells you could cast, but we're not playing as sorcerer, so the main reason we'd go up here will be to buy things like Scrolls of Town Portal, and, you know, if we need mana potions, this is where you go. Alright, with that said, we've been pretty much everywhere in town. It's not a huge hub, like, this is the one town in the game, and it's like 1995 when the game came out, so it's not going to be a huge... Like, it's mostly a dungeon crawler, right? So let's get to the dungeon and start crawling. Oh, well, I guess there's this one random guy, but, you know, he's pretty dead.
Please, listen to me. The Archbishop Lazarus. He led us down here to find the lost prince. The bastard led us into a trap. Now everyone is dead, killed by a demon he called the Butcher.
Perfect.
Avenge us. Find this Butcher and slay him, so that our souls may finally rest.
And now he's
Your
dead.
death will be avenged.
Now, we could go talk to everyone about the Butcher, or replay that if we want. I'm gonna go get to the action here first, but before we find the Butcher, I will go talk to the...
The sanctity of this place has been fouled.
We will go talk to the townspeople about him a little bit, because when you have a quest, all the townspeople will talk. Alright, so, welcome to the actual gameplay. I'm gonna try not to keep the minimap open all the time, because it gets in the way of the action, but it is nice for navigating the maze. So, important things if you want to play along. Shift key will make you stand in position so you can fire, which is very important when you're playing the rogue. If you click on an enemy, you'll attack, but if you miss, you'll walk over towards them and then get killed. So you want to hold the shift button down to fire your bow, whether you click on the enemy or not, and that'll help out a lot. And also, this is the kind of game where you have to save manually all the time. Anyway, we get a really good fire rate on the rogue, and it'll just get better. So, just gotta spam arrows. We get infinite arrows. It's machine gun archers. That's just how it's gonna be. Ooh, we got an oil. And a holy bolt book. Little libraries are kind of nice. If we were playing as a sorcerer, this would be an amazing start. But we're not playing as a sorcerer. So there's 2 spells that we can't learn because we don't have enough magic. And I'm not going to be investing in magic really anytime soon. So we'll just sell them, basically. Now, the Oil of Accuracy, I guess we'll just use it. We could save these up. But basically, another Hellfire edition are oils. They're permanent buffs to equipment. And these ones increase a weapon's accuracy. So enjoy +2 accuracy on your dumb short bow you started with. It's not a very good bow, but we can't even equip the better bow until we get a level up. So, hey, +2% accuracy, why not? Now, as far as I know in this game, enemies don't get any kind of evasion chance.
I don't have a spell ready.
It's just tied to your character's hit rate. So as you get better accuracy, you'll just hit them. And that's all you really need. Now, there is something we could also be doing with all these, what am I trying to say here? With all these chests. Some of them will be trapped. And the rogue does have a special ability we haven't talked about yet. So, in terms of difficulty, the sorcerer generally has the most difficult start of the game. And I'd say the warrior probably has the easiest start. Because the warrior will just run around and smack all these guys with his sword. And he'll generally get enough armor and gear and HP that he doesn't have to worry about dying very quickly. But the rogue is pretty good. Infinite long-range attacks at a good fire rate. Definitely works. Oh, by the way, these enemies, the fallen ones, they're kind of interesting. As soon as you kill one, any other fallen ones nearby, or as soon as you kill anything, any other fallen ones that see you kill something will run away from you because they're cowardly demons, basically. I mean, at this point in the game, there's not a whole lot of difference in enemies right now. They're all pretty weak. You know, they've all got low HP. They don't do much damage. We kill them in 1 or 2 arrows most of the time. There'll be more enemy distinctions later on, like, you know, once we get into past the tutorial areas, right? Sadly, you can only blow up barrels from melee range. And sometimes they'll blow up and deal damage to you. Now, you might be noticing, Blue, you've got to level up. Yes, I do. I should probably click on that. So we've already got our first level up. Basically, because I know the next bow requires 25 strength, we're going to put 5 points in strength. It didn't give us anything, but it'll let us equip another piece of equipment when we go back. Oh, speaking of traps, that's right. The rogue can detect traps. I forgot about that. So what we're going to do is press S for your quick spells. You can also go through here if you want, the spell book. You can also get a list of commands here if you press F1 if you want. Anyway, most characters, you know, they just get shot by traps. We won't as long as I pay attention. Now, for the most part, traps don't do a ton of damage, so it's not a big deal anyway, but, you know, early on, every HP is precious. When we get a level up, we will also get a full HP and MP recovery. So, in the early game, I would say if you're a little bit careful, can't hit this guy. We should talk about that too. Projectiles, it's an old game, so projectile angles aren't perfect. You'll see me missing a lot when I'm not shooting on a sort of XY axis. Basically, you want to be shooting. How do I explain this easily? If something's holding still, you can shoot it at any angle, of course. It's not like you've only got 8 angles of firing like an old Super Nintendo game. But if something is moving, and they're not moving along like it's diagonal on your screen, but if you think of it like, basically it's a square game rotated 45 degrees. So if you want to shoot straight in the same line as the walls or parallel to a wall, you will have a much better accuracy at an enemy that's along that line than if you're shooting at a slight angle in between, like not parallel, basically. I don't know, maybe that explains it, maybe not, but hopefully it'll make sense as we do it. You'll see the shots that miss all the time versus the shots that actually don't miss all the time. Oh, the unlock, yeah, that's probably true. We are playing, you know, with patches and stuff, so some of the original bugs in the game have been fixed. I probably won't really be using the, that was a dead end. I probably won't be using the disarm trap all the time because it's a bit of a pain. Dungeons are procedurally generated, so every time you make a new game, the map will be reset, and you will have a new maze to work. Oops, what am I doing? A new maze. What else is there? The enemies on each level kind of pull from a pool. There's not a whole lot of possible enemies on level 1, as far as I understand, so you'll almost always see fallen ones, skeletons, zombies, you know, the standard fare. But on other floors, you know, you might not always see the same group of enemies. There could be a different batch depending on your RNG. Right now, we're mostly just trying to get another level up and also find the staircase down. It's got some roguelike mechanics where you could just try to clear every floor to get the max XP before you continue. But you can reset the maps. Like, if you want to grind, sometimes you might need to, you can just reset the world and keep your character and equipment, but reset the entire world. And sometimes, instead of starting at the beginning, you can start at floor number 5 or something. There are some shortcuts that will unlock eventually. Not in the original Diablo, though. If you're playing the original Diablo with no hellfire, respawning means you had to start back from floor 1 of the dungeon every time. Let's put some points in dex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Every 2 points of dexterity should give us 1 point of hit percentage. And I think it's every 10 points. It's either 5 or 10 points gives us 1 to AC. Armor class is your evasion, basically, like a Dungeons and Dragons evasion. It's difficult to get, like, damage mitigation in terms of subtracting damage. Typically, you're just working on avoiding damage. But that's not our primary concern because most of the time we'll be killing things at range. And we shouldn't be taking a lot of melee hits. That's not to say we won't want some magic resistance and stuff and some armor class eventually. It's just, we're not a warrior, so we're not going to be stuck in melee combat too much. Unless I've messed up. Unfortunately, there's no, as far as I know anyway, I don't think there's any way to increase your movement speed. There's no faster run walk like there is in Diablo 2. So, kiting enemies is mostly dependent on how fast they are. Fast enemies are very difficult to kite because you can never get any faster. Unless you learn, like, the teleport spell, which maybe it might be worth it. But that's not an early game spell. Alright. Pick up the golds. Keep breaking stuff. I'm surprised we haven't seen the stairs down yet. Usually there are stairs down fairly near. Like, I find most of these early floors, most of the time, there's a stairway down. Like, that's the stairs that we came in on. Usually the ones to the next floor are fairly easy to find. But if I went the wrong direction, then, you know, that's how it goes. You played the PlayStation? Yeah. Diablo got ported to PS1 and probably something else later at some point, I think. Not a bad port from what I remember. Just, I preferred the PC version, of course. You know, probably should save every so often. Also, hey there, dude. It's been a while. That's pretty cool if gear just got converted to gold automatically. Because there's a lot of things that we're picking up that are just garbage for the only purpose just to sell them right now. Because, you know, money's good. You didn't really like the PS version? Yeah. Oh, there's the stairs down. I'm not going to take that right now, but basically, unless I find a town portal scroll, the only way we'll go back to town is to walk all the way back. So let's walk all the way back before we go further down. But we'll full clear this dungeon. You usually get pretty close to level 4 if you full clear the, Oh, there's also a skeleton scroll. Sure, this is a good room. You usually get up to level 4 on the first, if you kill everything. Oh, we took some damage. Careful. Alright, skeletons. Not a scroll of town portal. We might just call them TP scrolls soon enough. Doorways make amazing choke points. Enemies can only enter this, it's not like a fluid 3D game. Think of it as a bunch of tiles. And like we stand on one tile here, one tile there. There's no half steps or anything. Enemies work the same. So this tile, every enemy has to walk through. So if you stand on the other side of it, you can kill them one at a time. It's really important for warriors. And
I can't carry it.
It'll help for us. Oh, we've got a bunch of garbage here. Let's, Let's see, what do I want to keep? I've got... Well, these books will sell for $2.50 each. Staves are generally relatively valuable. I would say melee weapons are generally not. So let's reorganize a little bit in here. An unidentified magical staff could be worth a fair bit of money, so we'll try that out. Mostly we just want to bring out the most money we can from our dungeon dive. And I mean, we still got 1,000 XP to get to level 4. But is there anywhere else on this map we haven't explored yet? I kind of think we full cleared it. I'm not going to spend the time to check every single corner, but, you know, this was a good first dive. We got mostly a full inventory. We got a couple level ups. We'll go back to town and we got to talk to those. We got to talk to the townspeople about the butcher quest. Anyway, we've got this quest to kill the butcher. The butcher wasn't on floor 1. He's never on floor 1. You would die. My favorite class is the first time I played Diablo 1, I played with a warrior, just a sword and board, which I liked a lot, but it's pretty tricky. Probably the hardest class overall in the long run. And then most recently I played with the sorcerer, and ever since the sorceress in Diablo 2, for Diablo games, I've been a very big fan of fireball sorcerers forever. So fireball sorcerers are very, very strong in this game. It's the most viable spell for a sorcerer, and therefore it's probably my favorite class. Yeah, the extra movement speed yayo is from the Hellfire expansion, so slow walk is pretty rough, and if you have slow loading because of PlayStation, that'd be even worse.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
We've got a little bit of money, so we'll ID this. Unfortunately, it could turn out that we lose money here. If it's like a broken staff of Firebolt, it'll actually not sell for anything and we'll waste 100 gold. But, we'll find out. Yep, it's broken. So that was unfortunate. So we got a negative modifier, a frog staff of Firebolt, which is bad. That's not what I was hoping for.
Well, what can I do for you?
And sadly, we can't sell magic tomes or staves to Griswold. We'll have to go to the witch. Necromancer in Diablo 2. I haven't really tested out. I mean, there's a ton of builds in Diablo 2. We'll talk more about that later on. Now, as far as repairing goes, blacksmith oil is nice and all, but we don't really need it right now.
What can I do for you?
So I'll just sell it. Now, the oil of sharpness, I'm not even sure if it works with bows. I think we're going to try it out. This is pretty nice if you're playing a warrior, because it gives you max damage up, I think. So if we can buy a slightly better bow,
what can I do for you?
Which we can, we're going to test it out. Thanks, Spiller. AKA Pixel, thanks for the resub. So yeah, we're going to buy... You could go for a longbow, which is why I put 5 points of strength in. Silly me. But I think I like the 2 minimum damage more than the extra +1 maximum damage. It's a little bit more expensive, but yeah. Better bow, in my opinion. So Hunter's Bow, bam. And let's find out if this works on ranged weapons. As soon as you use an item, either a scroll or an oil, it's consumed whether you manage to use it or not. So it's kind of a one-shot deal here. 2 to 5... It did go up to 2 to 6, so we actually can use oil on a bow, Neat.
Well, what can I do for you?
Alright, and maybe we can buy some basic armor here. Sure. Nothing special, but armor's always at the top, I think. So, there you go. Have 3 armor class. Deal. Everything else we gotta go to the mage for. Or the witch, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, the witch... I was just... It feels like oil shouldn't work on bows, but, you know, it's 1998, whenever Hellfire came out. 97, 98, something or another.
I sense a soul in search of
Alright, so this is why we pick up the books. They're actually worth more than anything else right now that we can sell. The Staff of Holy Bolt was okay. We lost 100 gold on that one, unfortunately. And, we really don't need mana potions right now. I'm just going to sell them. We can keep the Scroll of Healing. And definitely can't even cast Inferno. Inferno is a terrible spell anyway, so selling the Scrolls of Inferno is a pretty smart idea. Wait, I'm in buy. Nope. We just got way more mana potions than I normally get. I guess that's lucky in a sense. If you're playing a mage, that was really good first level for mana potions. I should show off the runes rather than just selling them, so I'll keep them. But we're getting rid of all of our blue potions, because we don't have any spells. I'm not going to be using spells for a while. So yeah, I want to show that one off rather than sell it. Oops. We'll get our inventory set up here a little bit. We've got 2 Scrolls of Healing, which are... heal spells are okay, so, you know, we can try to show those off. And then the rest of our money was supposed to go towards, like, a TP scroll. So now we can get back to town instantly from deeper in the dungeon. Makes your bowl slippery with oil. It's an archery tip. What kind of oil is it? But yeah, typically we're not going to be buying much from her. Scroll of Search would be kind of handy, but, you know, we'll save that. But yeah, we're not going to be able to afford or get much value out of Adria's stuff. What we will do while we're back in town here...
The butcher is a sadistic creature that delights in the torture and pain of others. You have seen his handiwork in the Drunkard Farnham. His destruction will do much to ensure the safety of this village. Alright,
the butcher is like... Okay, so for quests, there's generally a range of quests. Like in the first 4 floors, the cathedral area, or whatever we call it, there are something like 4 or 5 possible quests, and you will get like 2 or 3 of them on any random seat. So not only are dungeons procedural, the quests you get are randomized as well. So there's no guarantee you get the butcher quest, but it is kind of the standard starter. It's probably like one of the most common ones anyway. And also, yeah, hey everybody in chat showing up. Also, you can tell by the fountain, there's another quest we're going to get later on. What was I going to say? Yeah, no chat bot. YouTube has still messed up the chat overlay, sadly.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
I think the voice acting is really good. Like, I don't know who says it's bad. For 1995, this is amazing. Especially people like Kane and Griswold. And the drunk? Farnham?
It seems that the Archbishop Lazarus goaded many of the townsmen into venturing into the labyrinth to find the king's missing son. He played upon their fears and whipped them into a frenzied mob. None of them were prepared for what lay within the cold earth. Lazarus abandoned them down there, left in the clutches of unspeakable horrors to die.
So we'll learn more about that, but the king of the land gathered up a bunch of soldiers and townspeople to go down into the mausoleum to clear things out after the Dark Riders destroyed the town. You know, some Dark Riders came through, killed everybody, desecrated the church. Then the king sent his soldiers and also recruited a bunch of townspeople with the assistance of Lazarus, his archbishop, or whatever his name is. Lazarus, the advisor, super good guy, probably advising the king to do things. And then everyone died, so now we're here. Basically. And Amora, I don't know, were you playing like a modded version? I don't think you should see all the quests in a normal playthrough. I'm pretty sure it's like locked to only show you a certain number. Like, for instance, the Hell Lair, there are only 2 quests on level 13, 14, 15. You can only get one. It's actually impossible to get both of them. Like, it's programmed to not give you all the quests. So, unless the top of the game is different, typically that shouldn't be possible.
And a fellow drinking peace? Big cleaver, killing all my friends. Couldn't stop him. Had to run away. Couldn't save them. Trapped in a room with so many bodies. So many friends. No!
Who says this has bad voice acting? Whoever did that should get a bonus on their paycheck. They did a good job.
I'm glad I caught up to you in time. Our wells have become brackish and stagnant, and some of the townspeople have become ill drinking from them. Our reserves of fresh water are quickly running dry. I believe that there is a passage that leads to the springs that serve our town. Please find what has caused this calamity, or we all will surely perish.
So we got another quest.
What ails you, my friend?
We'll stick to the butcher first, and then we'll talk to people about the poison water supply
What
after.
ails you, my friend? By the light, I know of this vile demon. There were many that bore the scars of his wrath upon their bodies when the few survivors of the charge led by Lazarus crawled from the cathedral. I don't know what he used to slice open his victims, but it could not have been of this world. It left wounds festering with disease, and even I found them almost impossible to treat. Beware if you plan to battle this fiend.
Fortunately, there's no poison in this game, except for the poisoned water supply. It's interesting that they left one of the townspeople outside the church dying when we got here. Maybe he crawled out of the temple or the church slower. But, you know, we did talk to the guy that gave us the quest that nobody was healing.
Well, what can I do for you? I saw what Farnham calls the Butcher, as it swathed a path through the bodies of my friends. He swung a cleaver as large as an axe, hewing limbs
That's
and
possible,
cutting
dude.
down brave men where they stood. I was separated from the fray by a host of small screeching demons, and somehow found the stairway
PC.
leading out. I never saw that hideous beast again, but his blood-stained visage haunts me to this day.
Yeah, the chatbot's dead because, well, I turned the chatbot off because YouTube broke it. YouTube has messed up their chat API, so chat commands are just repeating right now for the overlay, so no one can see the chat, the live chat overlay on the screen, and also it messes up my chatbot. So sadly, there's two things broken by YouTube. We're playing the PC version, and this is good to remind people. There's a GOG version. It's pretty cheap. That's what we're playing. So GOG.com is selling a version of Diablo and Hellfire. I think it only came out like a year or two ago. That's compatible with, you know, modern operating systems. So you don't have to mess around with compatibility mode and stuff. It works really well. It also has we're playing technically 1080p, but just scaled up. So you're not even playing in a tiny little window or, you know, weird scaling. So works well for streaming anyway.
Greetings, good master. Welcome to the Tavern of the Rising Sun. Yes, Farnham has mumbled something about a hulking brute who wielded a fierce weapon. I believe he called him a butcher.
Yeah, GOG's great. I like to support GOG when I can, so I like to shout out for GOG, you know. Making old games work for pretty reasonable prices, you know, $5 or $10 usually. You're just paying for them to get modernized so that it works on your computer nowadays, and I'd say that's a pretty good deal. So yeah, it's possible. Someone in chat mentioned it's possible the early discussion with Farnham complaining about the booze not being good could be related to the poisoned water supply, maybe.
Good day.
I don't really talk.
How may I serve you?
I generally don't do random gossip very often, but you know.
When Farnham said something about a butcher killing people, I immediately discounted it. But since you brought it up, maybe it is true.
I think the original Diablo should work on Battle.net. I'm not sure about Hellfire, though, because it's never been officially Blizzard supported, so maybe Hellfire doesn't work. So, I would say it's more likely to get the original on Battle.net, if it still works at all.
Psst, over here. I know more than you think about that grisly fiend. His little friends got a hold of me and managed to get my leg before Griswold pulled me out of that hole. I'll put it bluntly. Kill him before he kills you and adds your corpse to his collection.
So yeah, the Butcher's clearly our first target. Wirt, the peg-leg boy, is peg-legged because of the Butcher, and Griswold was the one that rescued the kid. So hey, right on, right? Let's head on down and deal with the Butcher. Blizzard, you know. There was a time. Maybe not every single Blizzard game was golden, but They had a pretty good track record back in the StarCraft, Diablo, Warcraft days. All the way up to Diablo 2, Warcraft 3, StarCraft. And then something happened. They made World of Warcraft, and they were never the same again. Alright, floor 2. New enemies, new challenges, more quests. Yeah, StarCraft Ghost, yeah. Things changed. Oops. Used to playing as Sorcerer. Defaulted to right-click rather than left-click. Look at all these book drops. Man, why am I not playing Sorcerer? So typically, these library books don't even give you books. They give you scrolls. And scrolls are not worth very much money. But getting actual book drops is very lucky. Especially if you're playing a Sorcerer. Now, telekinesis is probably something you would sell anyway, but still, it's worth a lot of money. Another book, Firebolt. We could learn that one. Why don't we learn one? Then we'll have a spell. So every time, this is kind of interesting too. Every time you learn a spell, you get +1 level in it. So, you know, right now we have no spells. And right click, now we've got a spell. If you're playing the original Diablo, it would cost 6 MP, or mana. In Hellfire, they rebalance these things, so the spells have a modifier to their cost based on the class. So if you're a Sorcerer, I believe it's 50% off. If you're a Rogue, it's 33% off. If you're a Warrior, it's full price, I think. And typically by reading more spell books, you'll go up to level 2, 3, 4, 5. The damage will go up, and sometimes the mana cost will go down. So getting a few level ups is really nice, but the next level will cost more than having 15 magic. It'll probably be 20 magic, give or take. So, but hey, look, we've got a Firebolt spell. Alright, so, yeah. Most of the characters in this game make a reappearance in some form in Diablo 2. Most of them. There we go, now I've got fireballs. Wow. Wasted that one. So that's, you know, that's cool. And the fireball does do more damage than our bow. 3 to 12, definitely more than 3 to 7. I mean, not by a lot, but... For now, let's pump up that dex. Well, I guess the thing with magic is magic doesn't have a accuracy stat, it just hits. So, it's nice to have an option to do more damage. Anyway, for now, we're just pumping dexterity up. We'll put some points in strength every now and then to give us a little bit more equipment. And we're just going to ignore vitality for the moment, because you just be good, don't get hit. So, one thing I'd like to do is I want to show off this Rune of Fire, but it's a trap, so we need like a bit of a choke point here to really take advantage of it or show it off. Because you'll need enemies to stand on it. Also, yeah, there's the Dark Passage. So we're not going to go in there just yet. That's a side area, and that'll be directly related. It's kind of easy to miss. Just keep an eye out for those lights, mostly. That's a lot of skeletons. It can be easy to miss if you're just playing along blindly, but that'll be the area for the poisoned water supply. But I would like to talk to the townspeople about it, so we're going to go do the butcher quest first if I can, because that's... You know, I didn't talk to the villagers. There's story to learn. Alright. Although that would be an easier quest. The butcher is probably harder to deal with than the water supply. In fact, at low levels, the butcher is like a death sentence, but... Oh, there's one thing you might notice. When I'm hovering over an enemy, as we kill more and more of them, we will be learning more about them. So you get there's like a kill counter for every enemy type. At the beginning, you get basically no information about them besides their name. But as you kill more, you'll eventually see what their magic resistances or immunities are, which is useful on a mage. And if you're playing long enough, if you kill enough, they'll give you an HP range for them too. Because they have a random max HP. These guys have a maximum HP of 1 or 2, so it's pretty small, but... Hey there, David. Hey, how's How dare you just run right past me? Stop it! Punks. This might be a good time to talk about enemy activations. So, there's a light radius on your character. Some equipment will give you a bigger or smaller light range. I actually have the gamma rate booted up a little bit. The vanilla gamma is... Let me see, where's my shortcut key? That's what the game normally looks like, but I figured for the live stream and YouTube, it's probably better to add a little bit of light, just so it's a little bit easier for you guys to see. And I mean, I'm not always into spooky dark games all the time. But I mean, it goes up pretty bright if you want. Like, you can overdo it. That's way too much. I'm like darkness +2 basically. So don't think I'm cheating too much. But anyway, there's your character has a light radius. This is one of the new things for Diablo, and it's like a per pixel lighting effect, and there are light sources like torches and town portals and stuff that increase your vision range a bit. And one of the interesting mechanics that you may not know about, there's town portal. That's actually a good one. Save me $200. Enemies get activated when they're in your light range. So having a very large light radius is not necessarily advantageous, especially later on in the game. Like right now, it doesn't make much difference. But later on, when there's gigantic groups, activating them in small packs is often better than activating everything at once. So having a lower light radius can be beneficial. There is kind of a stealth mechanic in that aspect, because the light, brings the enemies over. Garbage. Any relation to Tim Pool? Not me. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, then we got an extra armor class. So it looks like every 10 points is one armor class. And then, 2 points is 1 hit percentage. We will see our damage go up eventually by putting points into dexterity. Although I think we got 1 damage up from level there, actually. The level... The damage formulas do include your levels to some degree. And I'm pretty sure dexterity increases your attack rate as well. Although your attack speed is kind of complicated. The game, I think, plays at 20 or 25 FPS. So, it's not like a percentile kind of modifier where you get plus 1% speed or something. There are sort of breakpoints where you've got enough attack speed that it's 1 frame per second faster on the animation, basically. And I definitely don't know what those are. I just know that, that's how these old games work. So Diablo 1, Diablo 2 have systems like that. Somewhere down here is a butcher, though. We're going to kill him. So, like most Diablo games, I typically don't pick up a lot of unenchanted items. We're generally looking for blue or better drops for the inventory space. Unless it's something I know will sell for a bit of money. You could optimally pick everything up and sell everything, but it takes a lot of time and inventory manipulation, and especially when we're streaming or recording, that's just not going to be worth it's not worth my time. But like, I will generally pick up staves. Staves have spells on them, and they're usually worth a bit of money. But just an unenchanted weapon is not. Although unenchanted like plate or plate mail or ring mail, like higher quality body armors, are worth a lot of money. So those guys might be worth it if you're really poor. Light mechanics and stealth. No, I'm actually not a fan of stealth mechanics. I'm just mentioning that they exist in this game, not that I'll be taking advantage of them. I actually don't like stealth games very much. I'm the kind of guy that would generally just save scum my way through it and then just get mad. Hey, look, another book. Holy bolts are actually kind of nice. They are they're kind of like firebolt. Like firebolt is just your general. I mean, we've shot a couple firebolts, right? Holy bolt is very similar, except it only does damage to zombies or undead. Maybe demons, I forget for sure, but undead for the most part. And it's a decent spell. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of undead past the first few floors. But it's another decent early game spell. Oh, thanks figuring out your Twitch Prime subs over there on Twitch. Thanks, guys. I do appreciate that. One of these days, if we get enough Twitch subs, we will get more, you know, emotes and stuff unlocked on the Twitch side of things. So if you're worried about stuff like that, oh boy, give me all your money. Oh, man, that was a pretty good explosion. Killed a guy. Potion of healing. It is, unfortunately, unlike Diablo 2, finding items on the ground can be a bit of a pain, so. If I miss something on the ground, don't worry too much about it. If you ever see, like, a ring or an amulet or something, if you hear the sound effect and you somehow see it and I don't, you guys in chat can let me know, that's fine. But most of the time, I don't care if I miss a potion or something, it's no big deal. One drop of gold or one potion is not going to break the game if I miss something. It's, you know, there's a lot of just random loot that's generally not very important. I might pick it up if I see it, just to get a little bit more gold, but if we're just talking about like 5 gold here, 10 gold there, it's, you know, that's not going to change much in the long run. So there was a room back there that I didn't talk about, and I definitely did not open the door to it, because I want to clear this area out. Well, we disarmed the trap, maybe. I still heard the trap sound effect, but... Search... Well, yeah, the search spell, another hellfire, a hellfire addition, another thing that Sierra got right. I showed it off at the beginning of the stream on my other character, but yeah, eventually we will be able to highlight dropped items, and that will be very, very valuable. One of the reasons, once we get a bit of money,
where would I put this?
I will be checking Adria for books. Like, I need to see how much magic that costs, but it might be worth investing like 5 or 10, or, well, not 5 or 10 points in magic to get the search spell. And now you can buy scrolls for it, but they don't last very long. Sadly, this early in the game, it's just more important to focus on your combat. We gotta get points in dex, we gotta get points in strength. Equip that. Equip those bows. There is also, that's two sharpness potions. Or sharpness oils. I was hoping to wait till I got a better bow, but maybe I shouldn't be greedy here. Let's see what happens if you do it twice. 2 to 7. Sure, why not? Yeah, I mean, it's better to wait till you've got a higher base stat bow, but whatever, sure. We're plus... This was originally 2 to 5, so we're plus 3 on our max damage range on this bow. It's getting pretty powerful. I need to throw... Oh, you know what? I have a great time to use these runes coming up soon. I'm going to try to get a level up, though, before I do what I'm thinking. We're definitely going to clear this whole floor out before we open a very important door. If you were watching closely, you may have seen a special room. Stupid. That's that non-parallel arrow projectile, like... Alright. Yeah, no alt button if I missed it. That's a Diablo 2 special. Or there are I guess we could mention it now. There are some mods for this game. Hey, look, our first boss. Blade Skin. There's a mod called Beelzebub, and it adds a lot of Diablo 2 features into Diablo 1, like highlighting drops. So that would be an option. It adds a lot of Diablo 2 features, basically, into Diablo 1. There's another mod called The Hell, which does something similar, I believe. But we're just playing vanilla for now. Because the vanilla experience is very, well, it's kind of nostalgic for me, you know? We're killing all this boss's friends before we get to him. So what we're gonna need is like a straight line here. There we go. And when I say straight line, I mean parallel to the wall straight line. So that was not very difficult.
I can't carry anymore.
We got a lot of garbage here, don't we? It's a lot of town portal scrolls. I guess we could go back to town. We're pretty close to a level up, though. Just remember I've got a rare item over there I want to pick up. Just remember, self. We're pretty close to clearing this area out, so let's finish killing everything. See if we can get a level up. Oh. Sure. You know what? Have some magic rags. We don't want them to break, though. If they break, if you run out of durability, the item is gone forever. So, only 4 durability. There's the level up. Damage is up to... The minimum damage went up to 4 there. So even just getting flat level ups is giving us some modifiers to our weapon damage. I don't know the formulas is all I'm trying to say, but our base weapon has a minimum of 2, but in practice it's actually been doubled, basically. Alright, see you later, Griffin. Thanks for stopping by. Alright, I think there might be a couple more rooms left, but there's no way we're getting to level 7. So let's head on back to town and prep. It's actually faster to do, you know, the shortcut bar, but showing off, you can right-click spells and all that. Game over, unsubbed, missed a health potion.
Hello, my friend.
Boo.
Stay a while.
Alright, come on, give me something good. Rags of Light, that's garbage. And Axe of Quality. Well, I mean, that's not the worst modifier. At least the Axe is going to be worth a little bit of extra money. Might make up for the 100. The Rags of Light, I mean, we could keep it, because you'd be able to see a little bit more, but yeah, it's not that important.
Well, what can I do for you?
Alright, that might have been worth the identify. While we're in town, I'm just going to leave all but 1 town portal scroll on the ground for later. I don't really want to sell them. Oh, I had an identify scroll. That's not bad. Could have used that when I picked up the armor and equipped it. Sell the Inferno. We'll keep the ID scrolls. We'll sell the lightning. We'll keep the healing. Sell the mana. We got a lot of potions, actually. Hold on. Let me... Well, we're going to go use a whole bunch, so it'll be fine. Let's go to Adria, sell some stuff. These rags make the enemies notice us faster. That's true. I should probably repair them if I'm going to keep them. 6 durability. They're just going to break.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Alright, see, telekinesis. That's like one of our most valuable things we picked up. The telekinesis book. Telekinesis spell lets you open things from a distance. So you could open a chest from far away. Yeah, I got to pick up that mace when we go back through the portal. I do remember that much. Alright, sell. I'm not doing... I mean, I do have Firebolt, but it's not worth having mana potions for just that, I don't think. Identify scrolls, fine. Inferno is a terrible spell. I'm going to say that every time. The staff wasn't worth very much, but, you know, something. I'm going to use the runes. We'll see what they do. And I think that's it, unless by some chance they have a book of search, and then I would just show off how much it costs. But yeah, books get really expensive. And, it's going to take a while before we can either learn have the magic to learn things, or able to afford them with gold. Alright, so, yeah, not bad. We got 3,000 bucks. I guess while we're in town, we're going to talk to everybody,
I sense a soul
because next time we go down there, we're going to do the poison water.
The people of Tristram will die if you cannot restore fresh water to their wells. Know this. Demons are at the heart of this matter, but they remain ignorant of what they have spawned.
Stupid demons. But we already know where to go for that, so might as well see the extra dialogue here before we go finish that quest up. When you finish the quest, it just, you know, disappears. So you can't talk to people about it after you do it.
kind of fellow drinking peace?
No, tell me about the poisoned water.
You drink water?
That's why we have to talk to Farnham every time. You drink water?
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
And of course, Kane tells us to listen, so...
I don't know what I can really tell you about this that will be of any help. The water that fills our wells comes from an underground spring. I have heard of a tunnel that leads to a great lake. Perhaps they are one and the same. Unfortunately, I do not know what would cause our water supply to be tainted.
Come on, Kane knows everything about everything. They told me. Kane knows everything.
What ails you, my friend?
Yes, spoilers. The town people are gonna die. Oh, man. 1995 spoilers.
Please, you must hurry. Every hour that passes brings us closer to having no water to drink. We cannot survive for long without your help.
Alright, we're gonna take a break here, and when we come back in a few days... I guess we better hurry and save the town.
Well, what can I do for you? Pippin has told you the truth. We will need fresh water badly, and soon. I've tried to clear one of the smaller wells, but it reeks of stagnant filth. It must be getting clogged at the source.
Just keep his leg. Yeah. Well, what would happen, though, if our character took Wirt's leg, then the character for Diablo 2 would never be able to come back here. Well, not here, but you know what I mean. Go to the cool bonus level. Let's see. We could just buy higher armor class armor, but just looking, you know. There will be better bows at higher levels, but for now, our oiled up bow is pretty solid. We could look at the magic items. We could afford a magic item, like a cap of -1 damage. Is that worth it? I don't know. We could buy that. Actually, the Club of Might wouldn't be bad for a physical fighter. Some strong armor. That's actually might be worth it, actually. Given what we're about to do. Just double check everything here. We're not going to be using staves or axes. Deadly bow probably would go 3 to 8 or something like that. But compared to our oiled bow, it's almost equivalent. Although, if we had this first, it would be better than our... Because we could have put the 3 oils on this, it would have been better. But it's too late for that. Yeah, I'm going to say we're going to upgrade to armor. Because we have almost no AC, and we might be getting smacked around a bit in a second. So, we're going from 14 to 27. So, you know, that's a pretty big upgrade.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
And then, I wouldn't mind having at least a helmet. Even though it's only 1 armor, but... You know, it's cheap, so it doesn't really cost us much. Better to have something than nothing. There we go. Something. Does Hellfire single player have difficulty levels? Yes. After normal mode, there's Nightmare and Hell mode. Sierra had single player difficulty levels before Blizzard did. So Hellfire was the inventor of single player difficulty, yeah. Alright, we're just gonna finish talking to people.
Greetings, good master. Welcome to the Tavern of the Rising Sun. I have always tried to keep a large supply of foodstuffs and drink in our storage cellar. But with the entire town having no source of fresh water, even our stores will soon run dry. Please, do what you can, or I don't know what we will do.
You know, they talk about the water source for the village, for the wells. Don't they have a river? There's like 2 rivers.
Good day. How may I serve you? My grandmother is very weak, and Garda says that we cannot drink the water from the wells. Please, can you do something to help us?
You could boil it. You guys have fire. That'll probably work. But, like, I'm crossing these rivers all the time. There's all these bridges.
Psst, over here. For once, I'm with you. My business runs dry, so to speak. If I have no
His
market
business
to
runs
sell
dry.
you better find out what is going on, and soon.
2! They got us twice. Alright, I'm just gonna do this once just to show it off. What have you got? 50 gold. Armor of protection. It's not that bad, I guess. -2 damage, 8 armor. Yeah. Probably 17 armor would be better. 17 AC is probably better than 8 AC and -2 damage, but yeah, it's an option. Alright, now it's already been an hour for the future tubers, but I'm pretty sure we can go clear up these 2 quests and then call it an episode without too much time. Especially with the town portal. Alright. Last Morning Star. Special weapon. And yeah, alright. So there's basically one room we skipped out on, assuming I've been thorough here. Unfortunately, there's no running in dungeons, even if you clear the floor, but... Time for Big Boss. So, oh, I guess I missed a couple skeletons, but... So this room, you know, kind of looks interesting, right? So after all that, we never got to show off the rags of light, because I sold them before we ever took them to the dungeon. You'll never know what the rags of light could do. Alright, well, unfortunately we got blown up, so I want to have max HP here. Oh, by the way, potions heal different amounts depending on what class you are. There are full potions that always heal you to full, but the normal potions recover... Ooh, for a mage, the worst ones are like... I think it's 25 to 50%. No, it's worse than that. It's 1/8 to 3/8. So, I believe on a mage, they heal on average 1/4 of your HP. But on a fighter, they heal between 1/4 and 3/4, so averaging 1/2 of your HP. A rogue will be somewhere in between those two, so maybe averaging a 1/3 instead of 1/4, but I don't know. I don't know exactly. You definitely want to save, though, before this next thing. So let's see how this works. It's been a long time since I've used runes. Oh, yeah, good. Automatic. Come on, get out here. I put a cool trap for you. You're wasting it! Didn't work. Oops. Shit.
Fresh meat.
Well, the runes failed me. Anyway, this is the butcher. He's probably gonna kill us. Yeah, this is gonna be a bit rough. The traps were not successful, so now we're just gonna have to try to fight him the old-fashioned way. Jeez, once he gets into his attack cycle, he's just really bad. That's not good. And yeah, we move at exactly the same speed as him, so unless he gets stuck on the corner, we never gain any distance. Oops. No, I got stuck. That's not helping. Hold on. We still have a chance, but we might have already lost. Too much damage. Oh, come on. Took too much damage just getting started. Hey, we killed him.
The of the dead are now avenged.
So yeah, he's a pretty tough boss fight for first boss. So we get a Butcher's Cleaver out of it. Well, I still had 2 healing scrolls and 1 healing potion. So yeah, we're fine. Whew. Yeah, the runes were from the Hellfire expansion, and they're not very good. I don't know why Sierra put them in. They may have just found them from the old version, from like the original, and then just been like, hey, you should play with these. Hey there, Dirigible. I only use them to show them off once because, hey, look, they're things that are in the game. But yeah, they're not very good. Did I forget to bring a town portal? Yes, I did. Good point. I don't know if I used it accidentally there, but I threw a bunch on the ground, and I forgot to keep one, probably. I had too many scrolls. We had to clear everything up. They're just gonna drop one down here. I believe in it. But yeah, Butcher, that was pretty close. So that was a decent fight, even though the start was messed up. We took a bunch of extra damage at the beginning because I didn't set up very well. But well, I mean, I tried. It just didn't work. He just attacks really quickly. So you can't really run away from him, you can't really kite him. He attacks really quick, so if you can't keep him sort of stun locked, well, he'll just kill you. So you need lots of heal potions and some high attack speed. A lot of this game is about getting a really fast attack speed. Sadly, you have to click every time you attack. Hey, look, a new enemy there. Some sort of goat man. There's no hold the mouse down to attack. So you gotta tap, click over and over again. Now this map here for the poison water supply, I think all of the quest maps, the side areas, subquests, side quests, whatever we're calling them, they always have the same map. So once you know the layout for these, they're always the same. Only procedural for the main dungeon. Come on, be the right scroll. Nope. Scroll of Mana Shield. Not what I want. Not completely useless, but I'll probably just sell it anyway for gold. There are some, yeah, no, I know, Duke. There are some tricks to get around the Butcher. The staircase down to the next level, you can get him stuck behind it and shoot him over the staircase. Doors that you can close, if you can get a hole in the wall or like a grate that you can see through. There's a couple ways to totally cheese the fight with an archer, but I was trying to do it legit, you know. Not take advantage of mechanics too bad. Oh look! This might be the water supply. And that's it! We've killed all the enemies in here. Sadly, I don't have any town portal scrolls. Yeah, I've really messed that one up. Well, fortunately we're only on level 2, so it won't take too long to go back, but we'll make a quick trip back. It's a good time to have a drink of water. Ask any questions if you want in the live chat. And take this opportunity to remember to always bring a town portal scroll when you come down to the dungeon. Noob Ankylo. Just a minute ago I threw like, I don't know how many they were. There's like, I had like 3 or 4 town portal scrolls. So I'm like, ah man, I got lots. I'll just leave them in town for later. No, they've got demons in the water? Well, just demon corpses. Oh, look, some treasure. Why not? Missed those. Ah, that's the wrong way. Now, unfortunately, floor 1 was actually a really long floor. I find most of the time, level 1, really the 2 staircases are way closer together, but it's not like it's going to take all that long. Kind of miss having my sorcerer teleport spell, because you wouldn't have to do a lot of walking when you can just teleport. And, of course, with the extra run speed in town, walking back to the cathedral is less of a problem, because, you know, double speed.
What's that you say? The mere presence of the demons has caused the water to become tainted? Oh, truly a great evil lurks beneath our town, but your perseverance and courage gives us hope. Please, take this ring. Perhaps it will aid you in the destruction of such vile creatures.
It's not even identified. How dare you give me an unidentified ring?
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and
it's the Ring of Truth, not random. It's a guaranteed quest reward whenever you get the poison water supply. And it's unique. Usually unique have a brown outline, but this one's blue for some reason. Like the Butcher's Cleaver, that's your typical color for a unique item. This one, oh, it is. It was blue before we ID'd it, wasn't it? Anyway, plus 10 HP, resist all plus 10%, and minus 1 damage per hit. It's not bad. And then we're never going to use the Butcher's Cleaver. Two-handed weapon. It does do a lot of damage, but and doesn't have any strength requirements. So, you know, it is actually pretty strong. I don't remember liking it, even if I played a fighter. Although it does a lot of damage. Generally, you want to have a shield on for blocks, I find. But But maybe good if you have nothing else for a little while. I don't know. Also, yeah, 4 town portal scrolls. I couldn't remember to bring one.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
Crystalline mace? Wait. I equipped.
Whoa, what can I do for you?
There you go. And it's worth like 1,000 gold, so, you know. Alright. Don't suppose there's anything new. We'll have a quick look, but I don't think he would have updated his inventory just yet. Because we haven't gone to like a new floor or anything. No level ups, no floors. Yeah, probably nothing new. Alright. Repair. Might as well repair our gear while we're here with a little bit of money. We're going to save this town portal scroll. We're going to keep the scrolls of healing. We're going to sell the mana shield. I'm going to go get healed and buy some heal potions.
What ails you, my friend?
1, 2, 3 more. I don't know, just in case. Now, we probably won't get into too much more trouble. Now that we've done the Butcher, he's the hardest boss fight for a fair while. So having taken him out, we'll be okay, I think, for... like, that's like the biggest noob killer in the early game by a far margin. We've got... there shouldn't be anything as difficult as the Butcher for a while.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
So 300 bucks for this mana shield scroll, not bad. And just in case they're selling Book of Search, no, you could buy healing, 2 points of magic, and we could learn the heal spell. That wouldn't be too bad, but I just don't think it's worth putting points into our magic just yet. We really want to focus on our hit rate. We want that hit percentage to get higher, so we stop missing our arrows, and that will be more important than a little bit of magic. You do get life and mana every level up as well, even if you don't put points into vitality or mana, or magic, that is to say. So the other problem, of course, is by not using a town portal, it also takes longer to get down. So for the future tubers, we're gonna, assuming I don't even know for sure if I'm gonna end up posting these, but if this does end up on YouTube in a video, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. When we come back, we will go down to level 3. First episode, hour 17 minutes, 2 floors done, 2 quests done. Not too bad. Anyway, I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.